So we've got a full template here, and I'm going to create probably the top half of this and show how we can rapid prototype this using Squareforge as a starting point. Let's jump back to the Forge. I've already saved this as a favorite, kind of knowing what's coming up, so I cheated there a little bit. We've got our hero, and let's go through, and I'm just going to switch back and forth. This we can just build from the ground up. It's a case of realigning those headings. But this section here, let's have a look at signposting. This is where I can collapse the sections I don't need and jump down to signposts, and we're looking at 2-column classic probably. And we're finding something that's near enough to what we want. We can see that the image is offset to the left. So this is actually a layout that I'm probably going to bring into Squareforge just to make this a little bit easier. And I'm probably going to use this one because it's a case of reshuffling this layout. I'll save that as a favorite. Jump back, look at the next section. So we want the testimonials now. And testimonials 3+. This one's in cards, but it's probably the closest we've got to that structure. So again, I'll save this as a favorite as well. Sometimes it does that. It's just not showing the option to save it. Oh, there it is. Little bug in Squarespace every now and again. Yeah, I think we'll stick it there. I might add a gallery below. I'll just ignore this section for now. And we'll add the gallery and see how we get on with that. It's under media, and we want a grid gallery. And we've got a few different options here. I think this was a row of 4. We've got a layout here as well. Okay. Although we're using the template as our guide for this, you could hand sketch a wireframe with a client. This is what we do at Pixelhaze Studio. And we will sketch this out on a chalkboard. Once we've got it sketched out, we then use the Forge to rapid prototype the build process for the layouts. And we do this with the client in the room. It just makes the whole process, in my opinion, that much more streamlined. Now we can add a blank page to our main navigation, and we'll call it home. And this is where we can set this as our home page. One thing you'll know, there's loads of footer designs here, so it would be a case of just choosing one. But what I'm going to do just temporarily, I'm just going to remove the footer from the design, just so we can focus without any distractions. Now when I click Edit and go to Add Section, we can see our saved sections are already in place. Because I selected the hero first, that will be in the bottom right-hand corner. We've got our signposting, then we've got our testimonials, and then I know I've skipped a section, but we'll put our gallery in as well. So there we go, the wireframe of a layout similar to what we've got as a starting point. But here's where I'd recommend using Squareforge and not just happily sticking to that, but now we can really start to work with it. Let's remove that image, edit this image here. We've got image effects that we can apply to it, but for now I'm just going to replace this swatch. The reason I put simple monochrome swatches in place is this will just help with the load speed, also the replication speed, so it's not bringing so many assets into your asset library as well. Everything just becomes that much quicker. So now that's in place, we can upload a photo, select from a library of already uploaded images, upload from mobile, which is a handy feature, but also we've got the option to browse stock images. And we've got free images via Unsplash, and we've got premium images via Getty. For this demo, we'll just search for cafe. And there we go, we've got that image there that we could use, or we could change it up a little bit. And I think that's what I'll do. So now it's just loading and dropping that image in place. If it doesn't fit to frame, go to design and set it to fill. Sorry, I had it the wrong way around. We want it to fill the frame, not fit. Fit would keep the aspect ratio. And as we can see now, we've lost some of that shape in terms of it going to the edges. So I go back to fill and that looks really nice. And so therefore we've already got that in place. Looking good. We could add a shape in here. And this is where you can really customize the layouts as you see fit. Drop this behind, and of course we can't see it yet, but you could have a 1-column frame around the outside to really get that Polaroid effect in place. Now, because this border is thicker than this one here, there might be something that we can do. We can bring it down 2, and now that's fitting nicely. Again, 1, 2 on the bottom, meaning we're going to probably need to expand the size of this area. We need to anyway because of the text that we want to bring in. I try to avoid having welcome as my welcome text on the website because it's kind of lost retail space for something that's blatantly obvious. But for the sake of this demo, I'll just do that. And I've also put some Latin placeholder text just to give our layout some structured content. Okay, so that's looking okay so far. I think I'm going to go for the same type of effect here. We will go for a textured backdrop, like on that image there. So we're looking at stone wall. Okay, not really the effects that I want. Yeah, that's something like that. So it has a texture, but nothing too dramatic. Something that fits in with the tone of the image as well. We'll see what it looks like when it loads. So that's maybe a little bit too grainy, a little bit too grey. So let's edit this and see what we can do. First of all, because of the ratio of that backdrop is kind of a widescreen layout, so we can go to custom. We don't need to have all of this image loading, so we can speed up the loading time by just focusing on that middle section, and that will make it a smaller image size. Go to filters. We can put more of a golden filter on it. That's taking it too far. But if we reduce the strength, this just saves us from taking it into Photoshop or Canva and editing the image in there. As long as we've got something roughly to what we want, that can help with that. And then maybe we can reduce the contrast and the brightness a tiny bit so that there's not quite as much texture. The texture isn't quite as strong in the backdrop, if that makes sense. So it's just good to play around with some of these options till you get a feel that you're quite happy with. You can see it's quite different to that version there, and something more in line with the texture on this building. I think that's a smoother texture, more of a sandstone finish, but we'll go with that option there. As we can see already, this looks very different, not only in relation to the original template, but also when we compare it with our template here. And this is where I would recommend jumping over to mobile view, because things like this frame won't be sitting quite right. So we just need to go in and just fix this up. If we hadn't changed anything structurally from the template, we wouldn't need to do this. But because the Squareforge template has been adjusted, we just need to adjust those as well, but still not a huge amount of work needed to be done. We could take these sections here and bring them in even more. And actually, I think I prefer that. And I think we're going to have less of an overlap, so the texture comes in behind, meaning we're not losing all of that retail space here at the top. So once I'm happy with that, I can just bring up the bottom of that section, jump back to desktop view, and see how it's all fitting together. Okay, moving on to the next section, we can see that one thing we had here was quite a strong color behind, but what I'm going to do instead of this one is change the color of this section. Squareforge is set up with a monochrome layout, so I could go through the style options here and change the colors, and by the time I do that, it will look very, very different. But this is where we've got more of a structural challenge. You can see we've got an image offset to the left, and then we've got actually shapes here to create that tab section. So let's edit this first. I've got two options here. I can either resize them to be the same size, or I could get one of these sections finished and then simply duplicate this to the next section. But instead I'll do it manually, just to show you how it all works. Something to be mindful of, this text block goes all the way to the edge. We need to bring it back in, because that can look quite unsightly there, having it going all the way to the edge. Just get that fitting again. And move our button up into position. Because this is more text on this side than this one, I'm just going to cheat a little bit and get them roughly the same number of characters. When you're editing or writing copy for a website, you've got control over that, and sometimes I'll use ChatGPT to work with some of the writing I put together and just make it fit better across the board. Sometimes Squarespace does this where it stretches the images down and makes it more quirky, but that's fine. Now we've got the image in place, let's go and put the shape. If I can find it, down here. And now we can set this to white. And send it to the back. Once we've done the first one, I'm going to make that text block wider, just so that we got more breathing space with it. But what I can do now, finally, is just go to the edit section, and increase the gap between each of the rows. And we can compensate for that gap, I think, by, if I just move this up one, like this. But what I can also do is bring this white container behind the photo. So we get an edge-to-edge finish, but we still got some nice breathing space in between each of those signposts. Bring the bottom up so we've got some relatively equal spacing. We've got some nice white space there, and that section is starting to look better. Now we can look at the signposts, change these to content that matches. So there we go. We've got our signposts with the call to action button and ready to add our images. So again, same process. I shouldn't really be so fussy. This is just a placeholder image. I'm just going to go for that, even though it doesn't really fit the whole like bytes option. But we'll just go with it. There we go. So hopefully you see it all really starting to take shape. And now finally, we could just update these testimonials. So if I go to edit content, we can go via this section here and just replace the image. So let's just find some random people from these headshots. By adding this in, we might just need to change the focal point. Again, replace, write a stock photo. Unfortunately, it doesn't remember your choices from last time. So I just need to do it 2 more times. I just copied and pasted the text this time. Okay, now those are in place. I'm just going to save it there, because I don't really want to go through that process again. And we can see there's only 3 testimonials. There's no arrows to flick through them. We'll leave the testimonials title. We'll leave those as placeholders. Obviously, we can see then we can update the settings. The 5-star rating looks quite nice on here, so I'll keep that in place. Again, if we go back to edit content, and if we go to design, if we go down to style, we've got card switched on. So if I remove that, we can see now that it's looking more akin to the other version. And finally, if we go to size and space, we might just reduce the content width and set it to inset instead of full width. It'll just give it a bit more structure around those testimonials. Obviously with the cards, we've got more breathing space to work with, so we can go full width with those. But with this, I prefer this structure. Okay, we're getting there now. I think finally with this section here, I'm going to go to design, and I'm going to, nope, I need to go to edit section, go to colors, and I'm going to choose one of the dark mode options for that. Finally then, I could just update these and change the photos, but I won't do that in the tutorial because it's such a straightforward thing. Again, you just delete these and upload your photos in place. But hopefully that's given you an idea of how we can relatively quickly take our Squareforge layout and give it some life. Final step, I'm going to go to the style option here. I'm not going to worry about the fonts, but we are going to change the colors. And so what I'm going to do, just to keep it really straightforward, is I'm just going to pick a color palette from the existing site. Not a great color palette, actually, that Squarespace have given us. That orange is too light to have the second to bottom color. So I think we'll go with that option here. Not so much to edit. I always like light or white or just off-white to be my lightest color. So I'm going to edit this color palette here. And yeah, I think I'm going to go with much lighter color. Almost like a stone color there to match the rest. And this is where it all looks rather different. There's probably some work to do. For example, this color here, the text is a little bit too light there. And let's pick a different color pack. Yeah, I think we'll go with that. And we're going to change this color as well to make it a bit lighter. So if we go to here, what we want to be doing is going from light to dark as we go through them. I'm not overly impressed with Squarespace's own color selection here. They've got very talented designers there, but I feel that this is just a bit too limiting when we're choosing the color packs. But if we go back to this edit section here, let's just see if we can find one that works. There we go, dark one. This text may all look a bit too much the same. And I definitely want to do some work with the line spacing in particular with that particular font. But that's where it comes to the editing next, which would what happen next. In Squareforge, I change the color, obviously, so it could be seen over the background. So there's some work to do here, just to bring the colors back in. Just a little bit of tweaking needed. And definitely some work to do on the button styling. But there we go. A very different looking website.